Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're doing something we haven't done in a couple months and that we should have done last week.
But we didn't.
Once upon a time.
Hey.
Season something, episode something.
Season 7. You know it's season 7.
No, actually I forgot.
Season 7, episode 12. A Taste of the Heights.
It was a pretty good episode. So was last week's.
Yeah, I think I liked this one more though. Because we got Henry and Jacinda stuff and we didn't last week.
I know, but for me it's not really
sorry.
about...
I'm a sucker.
I mean, like, the Henry Jacinda stuff is cute, yes.
And
but
ultimately, whatever happens with them is what, you know, determines, like, his fate and the curse and all that stuff.
yes. But, like, the overall story, like, my favorite story bits so far have been Regina.
Well, yeah, I mean, Regina's
and,
always great.
like, everything Regina's in, I'm just like, yes, give me more.
yeah.
And so Regina had the storyline with,
Sandy.
no,
Oh.
last week. The Wicked Witch, her sister.
Oh, yeah, Zelinda.
Yeah. And
Whatever her name is. Oh my gosh!
we're so bad. We're so bad. I need to know now.
Why are we forgetting her name?
But you see,
Elphaba. No, I'm just kidding.
yes, Elphaba.
Well, I mean, she is the Wicked Witch of the West.
She is. She is. And she turns out to be good. So, Zelina?
Zelina.
Yeah. Zelina, I think.
Zelina.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I like that. And I like Zelina overall.
Yeah.
You know? So, anything with her in it also makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure you guys are going, shocker, but I love anything with Robin. The daughter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I love that the episode we saw last week was the beginning of her learning how to use the bow.
Mm-hmm.
That we saw how, like, because we saw her older earlier in the season
Yeah.
when she was hugging onto Alice. And
Hugging on to Alice.
I love you! We won't remember each other! But I love you! And we had, and so we got to see her before that point.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, we'd only met her for that moment, in the moment when Regina had walked up to their home and told them that they needed to get out and, you know, what was going on.
Right.
And she was all, like, holding the bow, she was an amazing archer, like, all this stuff. And then, like, I was like, oh, okay. It never dawned on me that she would have had magic.
Robin?
Yeah, like, I don't know why. It just never dawned on
Why
me.
wouldn't she have magic? Her mother has magic.
I had magic at that point.
So her mother still had magic.
Yes, but because, like, okay, I just never imagined that she would. I don't know why. I just pictured her as Robin's kid. That's all I saw her as, was Robin Hood's kid. So I never really imagined that she would have had powers.
Yeah.
So when we saw the whole, like, magic circle in the beginning of the last week's episode,
Mm-hmm.
and you had, like, them doing their little summons that didn't work.
Like Charmed? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, they stood in a circle all the time.
Yeah.
Reading from the book.
Uh-huh. I think the little Asian girl standing next to her was probably, like, Mulan, not Mulan's kid, but someone related to Mulan, like the guy that she was supposed to fall in love with, like she does in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
let's get down to business.
you know, because, I mean, unless there's another Asian princess I'm not aware of.
To defeat the Huns.
But, yeah, like, you know.
She's the only Asian princess that I know of.
Yeah, so it's probably daughter. Well, that's annoying. Our screen is frozen. Okay, it's back.
I closed everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on my computer.
So she's probably his daughter or whatever, but unless they made some other person, some other, like family or storyline Asian, which I do not have an issue with, by the way. I just wanted to clarify that since I was calling her Asian, I couldn't tell about the other girl on the other side of her. Who that was. I couldn't tell.
Didn't notice.
But, because it focused on the one who spoke, which was the Asian one, and then Robin.
Yeah.
But as soon as she pulled her hair back, and she was, like, I was like, that looks like Robin, but without her hair braided. Like, because we only saw her, like, her hair was pulled back and, like, braided or in a ponytail or something.
Yeah.
When we saw her in the future. So I was just like, that looks like it might be her? I mean, they did a good job of making her look younger. But I'm like, and then...
what?
Yeah, and then it was revealed that it was Robin. I was like, since when does she have magic? Like,
Yeah.
And when they walked into the house to go save her from Mother Gothel, I was like, that house looked like the one that they used in... It looked like the one from Brave.
Yeah.
And...
It would make sense.
Yeah, but we already used that one. In the Brave storyline. When Ruby was under the spell and didn't remember who she was.
Yeah, they reuse a lot of things. There's continuity issues.
I know. It seemed like...
All TV shows have that problem.
The enchanted bow. Like, if you're going to go, like...
If you're gonna go with the enchanted bow...
then you should at least mention the story behind it. Not just, legend has it, this bow will hit anything that you desire, like...
If you're gonna go with the enchanted bow, let it be known that you should not... I don't know, I can't rhyme anymore, I'm sorry.
I forgot the characters involved in that storyline, but it's a Greek tale or a Roman. It's a...
Which one, Brave?
No, the one about the bow that always hits it its mark.
Oh, I don't know that story.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's a Greek-Roman story. So I'm like, okay, you guys already did the gods and goddesses story thing. I mean, we didn't really get to see any goddesses, but I mean, talk about sexism in this show. I'm kidding. We get enough female characters as it is, but seeing a female goddess would have been amazing. I mean, come on.
Well, you would have loved that.
I mean, give me Aphrodite any day, but
the goddess of love.
Yes. I don't know what her storyline would have been.
You okay there?
Yes. Like, I'm just trying to imagine what her storyline would have been.
Okay, because you were just kind of like...
No, I was like... I was aggravated.
Okay. At first it didn't sound like that.
So, I'm just like...
Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me.
Like, if you're going to mention the damn bow, then mention the story behind it. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a Greek or Roman story.
What, the enchanted bow?
I mean, there's a story...
Do you want me to freaking look it up?
Lord, I'm just making conversation for the review. You don't have to look up everything we say.
Well, you said you didn't know, though.
I know. I mean, I could be wrong. Like, I do know of one storyline with the bow. I could have sworn there was another one. But the one that I know for sure is the Greek and Roman one is the one that only one person could string the bow and shoot it through all those hooks in a row.
It originated from Oz.
The enchanted bow originated from Oz.
In Oz, the Wicked Witch of the West, Zelena, comes to possess an enchanted bow after assuming control of the Emerald Palace since disposing of the Wizard of Oz. From the enchanted forest, a thief named Robin of Locksley arrives under orders from Rumpelstiltskin to steal an elixir of the wounded heart from the Emerald Palace in exchange for clearing his tax debts. Although he disguises himself as one of Zelena's guards, she quickly realizes he is an outsider. With his cover blown, Robin grabs the enchanted bow from the room, but before he can fire at her, she has created 2 more illusions of herself to confuse him. As she figures out Rumpelstiltskin sent him, Robin eyes the steam engine behind her and steadies his arrow on it. However, when she dissipates her illusions and throws a fireball at him, he dodges and releases the arrow. It flies around the room aimlessly until hitting Robin's intended target, the steam engine, which fogs up the entire room. While Zelena is distracted by the fog, he escapes with the bow.
Yeah. But how did he end up in that place?
How did he end up in that place?
No, how did the bow end up in that place?
Oh, how did it end up in Oz?
No. Well, yeah, that too. But, like, I'm not exactly talking, like, storyline of this show.
Oh.
But I mean, like, overall historical story. Stop. Participate. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that when she shot the bow, that she was only aiming for the medallion.
Yeah.
And not for, like, Gothel's heart or anything. Like, Gothel wants to kill my mom and me. Like, if she needs to die. Not, oh, look, I'm gonna shoot the little thing out of her hand and run away. No, look, I can kill her. She's trying to kill us. This is self-defense. I'm a killer.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. So I took issue with that. Was there anything about last week's episode you want to talk about?
I enjoyed the fact that Victoria sacrificed herself for her daughter.
Yes. Yes.
I think that was the biggest takeaway of the episode, just because, well, one of them, but just because, like, you know, she has this reputation and she's this person who, you know, you wouldn't think actually cares about her because she's so focused on Anastasia. She's not focused on her other daughter. And, like, you know, she did that because she didn't want her daughter to die.
Yeah, but if you think about it, she was so focused purely on Anastasia because she thinks that Anastasia was the only one who tried to save her when she was in the tower. You know, tried to guide her home. But when she found out that the other one was the one that came up with the idea.
Gisela or whatever her name is.
That Gisela came up with the idea for the lanterns. Like,
or Ivy is her name in the present day.
One thing of which I can't believe that Ivy sat on this for that long.
Yeah.
That she sat on the knowledge that she's the one actually responsible for her mother coming back. And that she never told her.
Oh, I know. Right.
Like, out of all this time, you knew what she's been doing all these years. You knew why she was doing it.
Yeah.
And you never told her. I mean, I understand the fact that she probably wanted her mom to come around to her senses and just love her for her and, like, you know, be okay without knowing that she's responsible for her returning to the family.
Right.
And so I understand it from that perspective, but once you find out that it's just not gonna happen, like, she should have just come clean and told her. I mean, yeah, Victoria may have been just, like, still kind of a butt. She probably would have been a little bit less of one when she took the time to step back and think about it. Like she was this time. Because she was totally cruel. She was, like, willing to sacrifice Ivy throughout the majority of the season. And, I mean, we know for a fact that she was probably going to use Ivy's heart at the beginning of the season to revive her.
Yeah.
But Ivy went to go went and killed someone so that her heart wasn't pure enough anymore.
Right.
Like, she was willing to sacrifice Ivy. Period.
And I think in that moment she realized that she's the one who should have gone, who should have died, not Ivy.
Yeah, like, she...
Like in last week's episode, I mean.
Yeah. But, like, until she found out that it was Ivy's decision, it was Ivy's... It was Ivy that essentially helped her return to the family. Until she found that out, she was willing to sacrifice her for anything.
Yeah.
To get Anastasia. So, my thinking is that if Ivy wouldn't have told her that when she stormed out, she would not have saved Ivy in that moment. She only saved her because she finally, like, yes, everything she said as she was dying was so sweet. Like, I'm sorry, I should have acknowledged you too. I was spending too much time thinking about Anastasia, blah, blah, blah. No, you were wanting to kill your own daughter to save the other one. Like, you're not sorry. You're only saying sorry now because you found out that part of what you held Anastasia up for was her. If you would have known that, you would have loved them both equally from the moment you got back. But you didn't. And so you were like, okay, this one here is worth nothing to me. She doesn't love me, so whatever. It's not the child who has to show the love. The child is going to go through moments in their lives where they hate their parents.
Right.
It's the parents' part to show them love no matter what.
Exactly.
And
I agree with that completely.
Like, in that case, Victoria Belfry can go shove it up her tiny little petite butthole. Like,
well then.
I mean, seriously. Everything she said at that moment wasn't
genuine.
Exactly. I mean, I guess it kind of was because it was her dying whatever, right? But...
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, parents can't expect their children to just always be like, oh yeah, you know, super nice and all this stuff to them.
Yeah. So it's like... actions speak louder than words. Mm-hmm. And it... too little, too late.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I did end up loving the fact that she was willing to sacrifice herself, because she didn't know that it meant sacrificing, like, someone's life.
Right.
But I do enjoy and love the fact that somewhere within Victoria, she loved Lucy. Mm-hmm. And she was willing to give up herself to save Lucy.
Right.
But that's also a thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she died as a hero, mm-hmm. which is totally odd for me to say, but she died a hero. And then you have Ivy, and it's like, was that the only reason she pushed Ivy out of the way? Not because Ivy was responsible for her returning, but because if she returned to town and Ivy was the one that died, like, everyone would, like, blame her. She'd be that person. Mm-hmm. She couldn't return to town, period. Because she thinks that Regina's still Ronnie. I mean, no, she doesn't. She turned Regina back to Regina. But she's like, Regina could report me, like, I locked them away, I did this. Like, she couldn't return, she could have been thrown in jail for that. Like, there was a lot of, like, circumstances that led up to that. And I think that the majority of it wasn't, I'm gonna save Ivy. It was, I'm gonna make myself go out looking good, because there's nothing for me here anymore. Mm-hmm. Anastasia thinks I'm a monster and will never love me again. And my whole heart is for her. And Ivy is there. I spent my whole life trying to kill my daughter. Like,
Right.
so I don't know. Like, it's a very confusing ending for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that was my take on last week's episode.
Okay. No, I feel that way too. It was very confusing, and you know, I don't think she deserved to die a hero, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rapunzel deserves to die a hero, but Victoria Belfry does not.
Yeah.
Like, the version of her, the good person inside died in the bell tower.
Mm-hmm.
Rapunzel never got to die a hero.
Yeah.
Victoria Belfry died the hero, which is totally backwards and messed up.
Yep.
So, this week's episode.
This week's episode! Finally!
I'm sorry I had a lot to say.
It's alright.
I just watched it before I came over here. So.
I watched it last week. No, actually, I watched it this week. I watched it Sunday.
So yeah, I found last week's more exciting than this week.
I mean, last week's was pretty exciting. This week's was good too.
It was good. I just enjoyed last week's better for me personally.
I don't know. I just liked seeing, you know, the different things between the characters,
yeah.
I think. And, you know, now Lucy's going to be trying to keep them from kissing because if he does, he'll die.
Yeah.
'Cause she saw that picture or that ripped out page from the book about Henry. So that sucks.
Yes,
because I ship them a lot.
Yeah.
And the whole freaking Regina and like Samdi, like
I did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming.
Like I said to her when the kiss in the palace happened, I'm like, well, she is the evil queen.
Yeah, but I was just like, I did not expect that.
Neither did I. A demon from the voodoo religion or practice.
Yeah.
And Regina the evil queen. Like, I did not. I never thought.
Who would have thought?
It makes me curious about what the necklace does, though. Because she used to wear it when she was evil.
Yeah, so it's probably bad.
Yeah, and now he has it.
Now Samdi has it.
Yes, now Baron Samdi has it.
Yeah.
Which is not a good thing.
Nope.
It just makes me wonder what the power is that lies inside.
Maybe we'll find out.
Maybe. Just maybe.
What do you think she did when she went inside his apartment? Do you think they had sexy times?
Well, I mean, the dude is fine looking, okay? They did a good job picking out the Baron there. I mean, yeah.
They be having some sexy time.
The prince is hotter, but I mean...
Oh, Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Samdi is pretty fine himself.
I mean, I thought Drew was a good fit for Tiana.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they get back together in present day, because that would be nice.
Well, I mean, technically, he is her frog.
Her frog. Yeah.
And she is the princess and the frog.
Yeah.
So, that's their story. And they haven't really done that for them. So,
No, they haven't. Hopefully they do. We have 10 more episodes.
And then it's all over.
Yeah. Forever. It will only live on through fan fiction. Seriously.
Yep. Until some wacko nut job tries to reboot it.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen.
Not for a while, but I'm pretty sure that probably when we finally have grandkids, it'll be rebooted. Like,
and I'll be like, no, you be watching this one.
Why?
You watch this one.
Why? You'd have to put up with Emma.
Just watch the last season. Just watch season 7, then for the reboot you can watch the rest of it.
Yeah. You can watch the episode. You can watch the seasons that have fairly little Emma presence, and then you're good.
Yeah.
Then you can watch the new ones.
Anyway, like, I don't know. It'll just be cool.
I mean, I'm gonna miss doing the reviews.
Yeah, but you can always add on another show.
Yeah, we
Or
could.
just go back to doing Supernatural. Because it was that and Once Upon a Time that we started with.
I know.
And I'm not even doing Supernatural right now.
Yeah.
But when it comes back on March 22nd, they're going to do a it's called Scooby Natural. And they're like doing Scooby-Doo and Supernatural. So it's going to be like animated partly.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's going to be cool. Dean's all excited because it's pop culture and it's Scooby-Doo, and Scooby-Doo was his favorite cartoon when he was a kid, and so he's all like freaking out over it. And yeah. And I like Scooby-Doo.
I don't know. Once what happened to Charlie happened to Charlie, I kind of checked out.
Wait, what?
Charlie.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
With Charlie, what are you talking about?
The redhead, the gamer chick.
Yeah, I know, but what do you mean what happened to her?
She got axed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with the animation?
No, like the whole show in general. She was
Oh, okay.
the one more reoccurring than anyone else that kept me coming back. Now she's gone, so.
Yeah, well, Bobby's back.
Yeah. If he stays back, then I might join you again. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any suggestions, you have a couple weeks. Put them in the comments or on the Twitter stream.
But there are certain shows that I would like to just watch and not review.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's why we have suggestions.
I mean, mostly we do superhero shows now.
Yeah.
That's mostly what we do.
Yep.
So, pretty much all the shows except for this show are CW.
Not just pretty much. They are all CW.
All of them are CW except this one. Supernatural, Legends, Flash.
Maybe we'll think about doing the
Supergirl.
Titans instead.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly. Because then I can be like, I'm actually Starfire.
I'm actually Raven. A 12-year-old Raven.
And I'll be sexy adult Starfire.
Yeah. Who gets her Nightwing in the end after all. But anyways, we digress.
I mean, it'll just be kind of bittersweet because like this was the show that started like us doing the reviews together. So like when it's over, it'll be kind of like, an ending of something that like we started.
Yeah, like an ending of an era for us.
Kind of, yeah, because we started doing it in what, like 2013?
I don't know, season 1,
or 2014?
right?
No, not
it wasn't
season
1. It wasn't season 1.
It was like season 3.
Right. After we had that long talk when we came home from school and from college, and I was telling you all about how I thought Henry was the true savior.
I think it was on the Neverland stuff, and I was talking about like Emma and Neil, and then he died, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
So
The memories from the show.
Well, I mean, we started doing Supernatural when it was season 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, Once Upon a Time, it was season 3.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, 2013. Because we did The Flash from the start. And that was 2014 that started.
Yeah.
So, we've been doing it since 2013.
Yeah, that wow.
Since, like the second half the 2000, like September or October, like,
Mhm.
because I got caught up. Because that summer, it was 2014, because that summer I watched Supernatural.
Yeah,
And
but we started this before
we started
Supernatural.
that, yeah. So yeah, this was 2013. Supernatural was 2014.
Yeah.
The Flash was 2014.
So this show is why we started doing it together.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I had a failed startup on my own, but
Well, it's more fun when you do it with another person.
yeah. Um, so yeah, it's been a fun ride.
But I mean, if you do have suggestions, it doesn't necessarily have to be something we both watch, because we can do them individually.
Yeah.
But it's more fun if it's something that both of us watch, because then that way we can, like, both talk about it.
Yes.
So, aside from the superhero shows, that's pretty much all we watch together. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know. Unless people want us to do Black Lightning.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't think of anything.
2 reviews in one night.
That would suck.
Yes, it would.
Because then I can't watch the 10 p.m. show, and there's like 5 shows that I watch on Tuesdays.
You hardly make the 10 p.m. shows as it is.
I know. Sucks.
We spend the whole entire 9 o'clock period.
We pretty much do.
So, yeah. It's up to you guys what we do next.
But when This Is Us's finale airs next week, I won't have to worry about that. So.
And I can't believe that this is finally coming to a close here shortly.
I mean, it'll be like a few more months.
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
But
it's just
still,
a few more episodes, though.
It's 10.
Yeah.
Because this was
And
episode...
for us, that's 5 reviews, because we review it every other week.
Yeah, because this was episode 12, and there's 22 episodes. So, we have 10 more.
So you guys get to see us 5 more times talking about this show.
Yeah, and we will definitely talk about the last episode.
Oh, yeah.
If it ends up being where, like, the one before that and the last episode is, like, we already did a review for the previous episode, we'll still do it for the last one.
Yeah,
just
like
because
if the
it's the
final
end.
one is the odd one
because
out.
it's the end.
Yeah.
So, if we end up having to do 2 reviews, like, you know...
week to week.
Yeah, then we will, because we want to do the last one.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And say our final farewells to the show. And
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a recap at the end of the show,
It's just
too.
weird, because, like, you know... There's not very many shows that I've, like, been with from the start.
Right.
You know, Glee is one of the only ones. Once Upon a Time, I actually didn't, like, start watching right from the beginning. Like, it had already aired, like, I think it had already aired, like, the first 5 episodes of season 1.
Yeah.
So, like, I watched those online, and then I just continued with it. But, so I pretty much did, you could say. But, so Glee and, like, Once Upon a Time are probably, like, the only 2 that I actually watched from when they started until they ended.
I did that with Merlin.
Well, I just finished Merlin.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, a couple weeks ago. So.
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah, it's
the
hard to
ending
think
was
of
too.
shows that you do that with, because either they're only one season, so I don't really count them, or, like, they last forever and you lose interest.
Well, yeah, that too, but I mean, like, when there's a show that you, like, stick with from the beginning and you're just, like, a fan and you're devoted and you're committed and invested in it, and then it ends, it's like it's like a chapter of your life is over.
Yeah.
Because, like, the show became such a part of you that, like so much of your life revolved around it. Like, that's what happened with Glee. Glee, it's been 3 years this month since Glee ended.
Wow.
Like, I can't believe it's already been 3 years.
I can't believe it's only been
And like, it just, you know, like, I wrote a post about it, like, because it had such an impact on me. So, like, you know, stuff like that, it's just weird when, you know, it ends, because you're just like, wow, you just look back on it and you're like, what was my life before this? Like, how did I even do anything, before I saw this show?
I don't know. The other computer's been on for a little bit, and it's been weird.
Torrent.
I
don't use it on there. It just comes up automatically.
Yeah, I mean, I've been with NCIS since the beginning.
Really? 14 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
There were a season or two where I kind of lost it, or like I'd watch a couple episodes.
See, most of the time
I'm rewatching it now to watch the ones that
see, most of the time with shows, like I watch, like if they're already ended, I just watch them from the beginning and then see them. But there aren't very many shows I can say I've actually watched from when they started airing until they ended.
Well, it's because like you said, it premiered basically on JAG. And I was watching JAG live at the time.
Right.
And when it started the spin-off.
And not many people know that that's a spin-off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So most people are just like, really? I'm like, yeah, the pilot of NCIS aired on a JAG episode.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
Yeah.
So, I mean...
It's probably...
But see, JAG is underrated compared to NCIS. More people know about NCIS than JAG,
Yeah.
so...
Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, NCIS, and Merlin are the
And Enterprise, right?
I didn't watch that from the beginning.
Start.
I just watched the reruns on.
What about 2.5 Men?
I didn't see that from the beginning. I mean, I probably saw the beginning episodes, but I just watched whenever.
Yeah.
And I stopped when Charlie left.
Well, yeah, because it's not as good.
Exactly.
When somebody that's on it from the start leaves.
Mm-hmm. But those are the shows, the ones that I listed, that I started at the beginning, and I watched them throughout.
Yeah, I think the only 2 shows I can think of that I did that with were this one and Glee.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the shows I watch have already ended. Or I catch them when they're, like, still airing, but I don't catch them from the very beginning.
Right.
So...
See, the only problem I have with saying that I did that with Merlin is that I found it on Hulu when, back when it was, a brand new thing that was, like, back when Hulu was just a new thing and it was free.
See, I mean, a lot of the shows that I'm like watching now, like, all the way through, were on when I was a teenager, but I just didn't watch them at the time.
It probably had like half the first season already on there. I mean, my brother binged it.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2008, was it summer of? Because I think it was the summer before senior year. Kind of gives you a hint on how old I am.
Did you see Supernatural from the start?
I think I started around season 2.
Okay.
I mean, I was watching reruns on TNT when Charmed was coming on, and that's how I watched it. Because they did it, they didn't jump around on TNT, they were doing it chronologically.
Yeah.
And
because see, so many of the shows that we watch were on when we were, like, adults or teenagers. We just didn't watch them. Mm-hmm. But, like, the ones that I can say I watched from beginning to end while they were airing on television were Glee and Once Upon a Time.
The ones I listed are the ones I can say, because I'm not going to stop watching NCIS. It's just...
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, like, you could... I mean, I pretty much was with Once Upon a Time from the start.
Yep.
But, like, except for the first 5 episodes.
Right,
but, like,
same.
Yeah. So, I mean, I pretty much was. So, it's still... It's been 7 years. Mm-hmm. It started in 2011. Like, it's, it's still... just one of those things where you're just like, okay, this is ending, like,
Mm-hmm. I was coming over to her house to watch the show anyways, and we just decided to start doing reviews on it.
Yeah.
Which is how we got this.
Right.
And you guys. And it's hard to believe that it's almost over.
I mean, we have less than 100 subscribers, but we have over 50, which is nice. So, yeah. Like, we don't need to say all this now, though, because
I know.
The show's not over.
I know.
But it just got me thinking about it.
Yeah.
So.
If it's gotten you guys sentimental about the last couple years, you can put your comments in.
But last night, because on Thursday nights, I watch shows with a friend, and that was the person I finished watching Merlin with. And I also finished Gilmore Girls last night. So we're gonna start Alias!
Yes! Finally! I've been seeing that box sitting here for so damn long. You guys
only
have
had
no
it for like
idea.
a month.
It feels like forever.
I got it like in February.
It feels like forever.
I bought this in February. Okay.
It feels like it's been longer than that.
No, it was like February.
But I've been sitting here staring at that box since she got it, and it's been killing me inside.
I'm sorry. Yeah, because we both have, her and I both have, no, not her. My friend and I that I watch shows with both haven't seen this. So it'll be new for both of us.
Seriously?
Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces.
I actually started that from episode 1, live on TV. And it was the last couple episodes in the last season. No, it was the last season I wasn't allowed to watch.
I've seen bits and pieces of it throughout, like, because I had another friend who was, like, a big Alias person. And so I saw clips of, like, you know, Sydney and Vaughn and stuff, and, like, things like that. But I've never actually seen a whole episode. So I know about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the only show that I wasn't able to finish because of parental interruption. Because we were watching it as a family. And they felt that after the season, I forgot how many seasons there are.
5.
After season 4, they felt that we needed to stop. So I had no control over it, but I had friends who watched it, and I asked them every week about what happened, and I was reading the entire episode scripts I read.
Wow.
Because I was that much of a fan.
Dang.
So I know what happened in season 5.
Wow.
But I'm actually currently rewatching it myself. I've been...
Where are you rewatching it?
Netflix.
It's on Netflix?
It was.
It's not on there anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I stopped then.
And it was on Hulu, but it's not on that either.
That's why I stopped.
So that's why
then.
I bought the DVD.
Okay. So that's why I haven't been able to finish it.
Exactly. But they have it at Rasputin for like $5.95.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway.
If you guys liked Alias, put it down in the comments or on the Twitter.
I'm not reviewing it though.
No. It's had its time.
Yeah.
Back
I
when
feel
she
like
was-
we should review shows that are current because I feel like more people would be interested if we did that.
Yeah.
I feel like if we did shows that are already ended, unless the people have seen those shows, they're not going to care. So it needs to be shows that people are currently excited about
Yes.
and watching. And that our subscribers watch.
Yeah.
Because
we don't want to put shows on here that you guys don't want to watch us reviewing. So, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, do we have any more to say about the episode?
I don't think I do.
Okay. Well,
This episode was your favorite out of the two.
I mean, I paid attention to last week's. I just liked this one a little bit more. But I'm kind of interested to see how everything's gonna play out now, just because like, you know, like with Tiana and Drew and like Regina and Sandy and like, you know, Henry and Jacinda, because, you know, Lucy doesn't want them to kiss, and like, you know, they're really like, there's that chemistry there with them, and like they're really attracted to each other, so like it's gonna be really hard for them to not do that. And they're probably eventually going to get irritated that she's gonna keep interrupting them, so they're gonna be like, what's going on? Like, what's up?
They're going to eventually, like, just put her over at Aunt Tiana's house.
And then if they do kiss, like, then, you know, they'll have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
But it is gonna happen.
Yeah, Aunt Tiana will come over and babysit, and then they'll go off and have a romantic
because
dinner.
That kiss in that fairy tale world that we saw with them, like, when he did get, like, poisoned, like, like, that was amazing.
Yes.
But anyway, like, I'm just anxious to see how all the stories that we saw in this episode are going to play out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Regina and that whole thing and, you know, all of it. So,
Yeah.
I think we
I want
have
to see
some...
Robin come back.
I think we have some exciting things to look forward to.
Yeah, I want the Hook and Alice thing to work itself out.
Yeah.
I want
Because, I mean, as long as Hook isn't with Emma, I'm fine with it.
Well, Hook is with Emma, just a different Hook.
Yeah, but this Hook isn't.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want both Hooks to be with Emma.
Right. And, I mean, as long as everyone gets their happy ending, or what they deserve, at least. Because even though Heroes and, you know...
Well, you know, like, the whole thing where they did that villains deserve their happy ending. As long as Regina gets happiness and, you know, Henry and Jacinda can work stuff out and, like, they can all three be a family again and all that stuff, like, you know, as long as Adam and Eddie actually do something right for a change and end it in a way that is satisfying to people, then I'll be fine with it.
Yeah, Robin needs to come back into the picture.
But I'm not getting my hopes up because they have disappointed us many a time, and I'm not going to let myself be excited when I could possibly be disappointed again.
Yeah.
So,
I think there's kind of hope for what I want for the Robin coming back into the picture because of the phone calls Liam made.
And what was with that baby that Henry was carrying? Was that supposed to be Lucy?
Yeah.
She was white! She was a white baby! Lucy's not white!
I have nothing to say.
I don't know.
You know them and their continuity?
I'm so confused!
You know how much they don't care?
Like, what about the representation? I mean...
They're doing Moana in the next episode. I don't think that their representation is what they are bothering with.
No, I know, but why have a white baby if Lucy's not white?
I don't know.
I just thought that was weird. If it wasn't Lucy, then okay, but...
Then who the hell's baby
But
is
he
it?
was carrying it.
Yeah.
And he was married to Ella.
Yeah.
So, it's gotta be their kid.
Yep.
But it was white. She was white. I shouldn't say it. She was white. So, I need to know.
I don't know. I don't have the answers for you.
I know, I'm just saying, that was weird to me.
Very weird.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they're gonna just, like, tie everything together in the last 10 episodes, and, yeah. So.
And I am kind of hoping that Rumpel will be able to, that Anastasia can get her power back.
Yeah.
And she can become the holder of the Dark One Saber.
Mm-hmm. That'd be nice.
Yes. Yeah. I'm hoping she's the Guardian. That's what they called it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all we got.
Yes, it is.
So comment, give us suggestions of what you want us to do. If it's Black Lightning, fine, we'll do Black Lightning. But, like, I don't want to do 2 reviews in one night. No.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
But I mean, there are a lot of really great shows on CW.
There are.
Riverdale, which I haven't watched yet.
Me neither. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a CW show. It's just mainly besides the show is.
I mean,
what
hey,
we
if
do.
people want you to do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, or like NCIS, which that would be, because there's so many seasons, that would be kind of ridiculous, but
It would be, but they have basically the only cast that they kept really is Gibbs, Abby, Ducky's leaving because he's just getting old, and they're replacing him with his assistant. So he's been there since like season 1 or 2. So
Yeah.
it's like whatever, but I'll miss Ducky. And they're keeping Leon Vance as the director, but like they've done that, but everybody else is new. There's 3 people there that I really.
I mean, there's a lot of good shows on television right now, and you know, we don't watch all of them together, but I mean, you know, we can still do them individually too. If like there is a show that you watch or I watch that they would like to see, we could do that.
Yeah. It's just that like a show like NCIS or something like that, it's a little more dramatic, episodic based. It's not always whole storyline, story arc.
So it's harder to do that kind of thing.
Yeah. So I would kind of recommend staying towards something that's
like sticking with something
story-driven.
that's like, you know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Black Lightning or something like that.
Something more story driven, like back when Scandal was on.
Scandal's still on.
Or not Scandal. It was something else.
It is ending, but it's still on.
Yeah. I don't know if I meant Scandal. But like, you know,
I mean, heck, if you want me to review This Is Us, I will review This Is Us for you. Because that show is amazing.
And it's a good show to review. Like, it has a storyline, it's about family, but like...
And I know that there's a lot of people that watch that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. But like, you know, like, that
wouldn't be the night that it airs because normally I don't get to watch that, but I would do it if they wanted me to.
Yeah, but like, you know, that falls in line with the whole story driven.
Right.
Not or it's more
well, like
character.
soap operas and like dramatic stuff are very like episode to episode based.
Yeah.
So it's harder to do those because of that.
Yeah, it can't be an episodic show. More story, character driven. Yeah.
Like if it was Star Trek, it'd have to be like a specific Star Trek. Because there are episodic ones on Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
Like their original series.
Oh hell yeah. Shoot me.
But like Voyager is more character driven. And like I haven't seen Enterprise, but that probably is too. So, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
I would say Timeless, but I love that show too much and I don't want to review it.
Yeah.
I want to just have that show to watch. I don't want to review it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's that new Superman one, Krypton.
Oh yeah, on
Sci-Fi. On Sci-Fi.
When is that starting?
I don't know. And it's not Superman.
I hardly ever watch Sci-Fi, so I don't even know when it's starting.
Yeah. I mean, if there's any good sci-fi shows, if there's any good, because I know Stargate started on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
And so I know that there's good original.
Yeah, I mean, if there's
shows.
anything that you guys like that we might not necessarily know about or have seen, like she'll freaking binge watch it.
Yeah.
Or like I'll like check it out or something. And if, you know, we feel like we can do that, then we will. But you know,
Sanctuary was a hella good show before they canceled it. And it was a sci-fi original. Like,
yeah,
sci-fi originals are generally all I've seen of sci-fi original shows are pretty good.
wasn't Warehouse 13 a sci-fi original? Yeah.
Yeah, Warehouse and Eureka.
I want to see Warehouse, but it's hard to watch because it's not available anywhere. I'd have to like buy it like I did Alias because it was on Netflix, but they only had specific seasons. They didn't have like all of it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to watch it.
And you have you have Eureka that was on there. It was a great show.
But anyway, those are just some suggestions.
Some channels.
And if you guys have any that you would like that are, you know, character-based,
story-driven.
Just
like, not episodic.
Yeah. That one of us has seen or both of us. And you can even ask us, like, be like, hey, have you seen this one? Like, this would be cool to do, or whatever. Like, we will tell you. But just don't let it be too many. Like, we'll probably pick, like, one or two at the most, because, you know, I'm busy. I don't have a whole lot of time. But, you know, I would be willing to do, like, one or two to replace Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. basically.
Because, I mean, all we're doing right now, you're doing Legends, and then we're just doing The Flash.
Yeah. Because
Supergirl's off until April.
Yep.
So, because they're airing the last half of Legends, and then when that ends, they're going to bring Supergirl back.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So, yeah, those are some things you can do. This is almost an hour.
Yeah.
So we should end this.
Yep.
But hope you enjoyed anyway. And if you stuck with us for 55 minutes, thank you.
Yes, you guys are troopers if you made it this far. If you've made it this far, put magic down in the comments below.
Yes.
And we'll talk with you as a reward. I don't know. We talk with everyone, so.
Well, yeah. And if you stuck with us for this long, you should subscribe too. Because,
oh, hell yes.
Because, yeah.
You put up with us for this long.
Exactly.
So that means you liked something. So hit the little red subscribe button and that bell notification so every time we post something, you can get it.
Exactly.
So,
alright, so until next time,
magic always comes with a price.